Well, howdy diddly dandy there, chums. 'Tis I, Captain of the Steves, and today, chums, I'm inside a No Man's Sky to deliver you guys in the viewerverse a little bit of news. Now, you can see above the actual Quicksilver kiosk, the whole bar for Quicksilver items has vanished. It's not even there, people. So let's go and speak to Johnny 5 and let's see what he's got for us. Quicksilver store, nothing new. So the last three things that we got were the mangrove items that you can see there. Well, you're probably thinking, well, chums, is there anything else that could be coming into the verse, into the Quicksilver store? Now, I've got the No Man's Sky Assistant app open right here. Now, this is free to download on all platforms, and you can see there were the last items, the rubber plants and all that sort of stuff. If I hit next, it shows that this community mission was still running and should end fairly soon. If I click next after that, this is what's coming into the store next if things stay as they are. So a living stone decal, bones of justice decal, an atomic decal, extinction decal, and bones broth decal. Now I can click on these and make them all a little bit larger. I mean, look, there you go, there's the relic decal. Click back twice, go back there, and there's that one, weighing scales with bones on. And back twice, back into here, atomic decal, there's that one there. That one's nice, I like that one, that one's cool. I can imagine using that one maybe as a ship decal or something, because yeah, you can stick all these on the outside of your ship. That one's quite cool as well, you know. If you want to make a Predator type ship, that could work, couldn't it? And then there's this one. So if you do want to make yourself a cooking van or something, you probably could as well. So there's some nice decals there that you can use on bases and on your ships. So we've got those 5 that might be coming into the verse soon. Now, I was thinking we might see some sort of Halloween update. And I was thinking we'd see that sort of shortly after the actual expedition ends. Well, the expedition has ended. They haven't put in another expedition to run back to back. And there's been radio silence from Hello of the Games right now. So yeah, the expedition has now finished, as you can see there. If you go to the main title screen, it just sort of says there's a new expedition coming soon. Now, the reason why I don't think we might see an update is just because of how many bugs there are currently. I mean, I could show you a bug right now, you know, that I think is probably why we're not seeing anything happen. So if I call in my lovely Corvette, and then if I go and teleport to a base of mine, there's a good chance I'm either going to get stuck inside parts of my Corvette, or I'm going to get stuck in my base and not be able to traverse it. So let me go pick a base, and I'll see you as we're teleporting there. Okay, chums, well, I've just teleported in. As you can see, well, I'm sandwiched between my teleporter and my ship right now. That's my ship right there. That's my Corvette. So right now, it's not done all too well. Oh, I've actually managed to get outside my base. That normally doesn't happen. Normally I'm sandwiched there and stuck there for a day and a half, you know. But that's one of the things. That's just one of many things. If you try and run a mission inside of your Corvette, running a mission inside your Corvette, a lot of the time you're not going to get the mission markers appear. If you run them from the Nexus Cube, that is. The missions from inside the Corvette, if you've got a missions board, seems to work okay. You can see right now, but sun in the sky. Look, my Corvette is rammed right through one of my R2-D2 bases right there. It's not cricket. It's a little bit broken, people. Well, when I say a little bit broken, it's very broken, you know. I mean, we've got all these lovely fandangly Corvette ships, but sometimes the actual landing area of my Corvette, this little thing to get in and out of my Corvette, this thing here, sometimes that doesn't open. Sometimes that doesn't close. Sometimes I get locked inside of my ship and I have to teleport aboard my freighter to get out of it. Some people have said that they just put an escape hatch on the roof of their ship, and that's something I should do. But I don't think we should be having to install workarounds all the time for this stuff. This stuff should work, you know? So I'm thinking if we are to see anything else from Hello Games in the next couple of weeks, maybe we might just see a load of polish updates and a lot of fixes for the current Corvettes. I was hoping maybe we might see some sort of a rejig or reformatting of some of the planetary structures, like maybe the Colossal Archives, the minor outposts, you know, all the ones that have got landing pads, the trading posts, for example. Because right now, you know, the landing pads are for the old ships, they're not really for these. And yeah, you can teleport down, or you can jump out your ship and, you know, hand glide down or whatever, skydive down. But it's not quite there, is it? I mean, this mission screen works okay now. One or two missions, like say the fishing mission, didn't actually complete. That's been fixed. Something that hasn't been fixed is, look, there's in my jetpack, the little wings sticking out. There's lots of little weird polish things that just need to be polished, essentially. And I'm wondering whether we might just see some sort of polish update in the next month or so. And maybe another expedition to go with it. But I'm wondering whether even that might not be on the table right now. I think they've got a lot of work cut out for them in still getting this update as decent as it needs to be. I'm actually quite worried about playing on my PC because I keep getting this horrible black screen appear. I'm on my PC right now. I'm chancing it a little. But, you know, it's usually when I do fishing or when I jump in and out of my ship, usually on a hill. I know that sounds weird, so I'm just trying to land on flat surfaces right now for fear of my game going weird. Luckily, I can just fire up my PlayStation, and after I fire up my PlayStation and load into that, everything's fine again. But if I didn't have the cross-save feature, my PC save could end up just internal darkness. And I have had a few people sound up in the comments to say they've just got a black screen every time they log in. They don't know what to do. If you go into the main title screen and join somebody else in multiplayer, I've found that sometimes that can get rid of that black screen. Then find somewhere, put down a little base computer, a manual save point, make a save there, leave their group, make another save. So you've got 2 manual saves that you've already created, and then load into one of those, and that seems to fix the issue. Right, now people, I'm going to jump on over to my polls and see what everybody else out there in the community thinks about whether we might see an update to No Man's Sky. So I'll see you over there for that.
Captain Steve, oh Captain Steve, oh Captain. Heck yeah, why not hit that like and subscribe? Thank you very much.
Okay, Johns, well, I have 3 polls going on over here, so let's get into it, shall we, and have a little look-see exactly what's going on. Just turn up the music just a tad there. Right, so, if there is an update to No Man's Sky in October, early November, what do you think it's likely to be? Now, I just want to point out, chums, there's still quite a lot left of October, and also this Halloween-y type period that we find ourselves in. 31% of people have said Halloween, creepy stuff, lore and story. 36% of people, expansion to Corvettes, more parts. 36% of people, that's where they're putting their hopes. Changes to landing pads, in-game structures or Corvettes, which is something I just mentioned in the video I was doing there. 20% of people feel that that could be on the cards. Want to see poll results, and 13% of people thinking that there might just be another expedition on the way. Now, Hello Games does like to do expeditions seasonally, and they do like to try and put out 4 a year, and then there's a redux that usually runs from late November, early December, all the way through to February, where you get to rerun 4 expeditions, and it's usually the 4 expeditions from the year. There has been a few years where that hasn't quite gone to pass, and we've had 5 one year, we've had 3 the previous year to make up for it, you know, vice versa. But anyway, I've got quite a lot of people sounding off here. I'm just going to scroll through them. I'll read out any that's a member of my channel, but you know, you can actually see quite a lot of these. I'm going to just go a little bit slowly, so at least you can sort of pause these, read them in your own sort of leisure. Yeah, a lot of people hoping for more parts for the Corvettes. Now, considering that the actual, you know, the game art or the update art showed an actual, oh look, just got a new subscriber. Yeah, just a quick reminder, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. It does make a massive difference. Yeah, the actual artwork shows an actual Corvette that we can't currently build. And there's also been found inside of the game files a few parts that are not in game as yet. So, yeah. And it does look like there might be more on the way. But yeah, a lot of people are just saying that they would like multiplayers fixing or fixes and polish, which I've already mentioned. You know, rendering issues, all sorts of stuff. There's loads of people mentioning bugs and a lack of polish and things that have gone wrong currently inside the game. Okay, we've got one of our members and backers here, Kevlar Twinkie. I think I've lost interest in No Man's Sky, and maybe most gaming. Too bad I just bought a PS5. Oh, that's the wrong time to fall out of love with gaming. I started the Corvax Expedition, but it doesn't pull me in as a former Expedition used to. Well, Kevlar Twinkie, what I would suggest to you, if you haven't already picked up PSVR 2, it's well worth playing No Man's Sky in VR. It's a whole new level of gaming. Now, I myself, you know when you had like the N64 and it was a leap from the Super Nintendo. You went from 2D to 3D. It was like mind-blowing. Like, freaking heck, this is the future. There's part of me that when I put on that VR headset and it places me inside of the immersive universe, I'm like, oh my God, this is the future. I just don't think enough people are behind it. Now, I think too many people are stuck to mobiles. You've got mobile gaming that's, I feel, kind of is holding back the whole VR next, because there's such an investment in VR. Until VR becomes a price point that everybody can afford, it's a bit of a tricky one. But yeah, if you can pick up a PlayStation VR 2, play in No Man's Sky, and that is another level. And if you can pick up Gran Turismo in VR, I mean, it's cheap as chips, that game. You can find it like in CEX. Don't buy it online digitally, it's going to cost you the earth. But yeah, that game is amazing. If you can find it secondhand, even on eBay, you're going to get it for like £8 or something. But in VR, that is awesome. Okay, right, so here we go. I'll put up another poll here. We've had 3 expeditions this year, like I was mentioning earlier, that they like to do them seasonally, really. And then the Reduxes that I mentioned before. I kind of think we should have one more update with an expedition before the end of November, early December. My hope is that it completes the Void Mother arc and adds in the Ariadne storyline. That's what I'm hoping for. I've already done a mock-up video. I've already gone over why I think this is possible. I've done a couple of videos in the last week or so. Just hit up my channel. I have uploaded a lot of videos. I've done a lot of VR stuff and a lot of stuff on Blue Protocol. Yeah, check out. You might have to scroll is what I'm saying. But yeah, my videos are there. 100% agree. With an update with possible content, 49% of people think that a Halloween update along with an expedition is still on the cards. I think if we see something happening from Shaun of the Murrays over this weekend, maybe early part of next week, the Monday, Tuesday, maybe we might see something happen. I mean, I was hoping to see something happen today. Today is the 16th of October, and we all know how much Hello Games likes the number 16. 16, 16, 16, kazat! And for something creepy to happen on the 16th would have been where I would have hedged my bets. But I'm thinking maybe we might see something either on the 21st or the 22nd. Or if not the 21st or 22nd, we might see something right before the penultimate of the end of the month, the 28th or the 29th, is what I'm thinking. So yeah, there is still time to go in October. I think we've still got 2 Tuesday, Wednesday periods that could potentially bring in some kind of Halloweeny update. I mean, they could even put it into the first week of November and it would still feel Halloweeny, wouldn't it, to be fair? No. How many times was Void and Glass stuff? Just no. 10% of people. I do go on about the Void and the Realm of Glass a lot, but that's where all of this story is leading. We've had the autophage, we've got this new race, we've got the Void Mother billowing up as a rival to the Atlas, and we've also got the Atlas Eternal Path, which just doesn't feel finished. So I kind of feel that all paths are leading to something happening around that. Yeah. 50% agree, no Void, nothing big, small updates plus expedition. I think that could be possible now. I'm wondering whether we might get some sort of massive polish update that might affect a few things in how the Corvettes and their relationship to the rest of the planets works, like landing pad overhaul and all that sort of shenanigans, and maybe a few Corvette parts. They might do that in favour of a Halloween update, is what I'm thinking, people. And we might see something to do with the Void Mother next year, maybe as the big summer update. It doesn't have to land in Halloween, does it? It could land any time, to be fair. I mean, we had Worlds Part 1 and 2 almost happened back to back. Previous year we had one just before the final reduxes, well, the reduxes started, and then we had one just drop after the reduxes ended. Yeah, either side, like a redux sandwich with worlds 1 and 2. Anyway, we've got some comments here. I'll be scrolling again fairly slowly so you can sort of read these. I will be giving some sort of summary on what I'm seeing there. Yeah, so the quality of life is something that's ringing out here. A little bit more polish, something to do with maybe a bit more to do with the living ships, maybe to do with the Sentinel ships and parts that deliver those in for ship building for our corvettes. I mean, at the moment, you know, we've got very standardized parts. We haven't even got Viking, Korvax or Gek looking parts. All the parts that we have look like they've got movie style inspiration. Like the ambassador interiors look like they're straight out of the movie Alien, you know? It doesn't feel like they're actually race-related parts, so maybe we might get a whole new roster of parts that gives us some of that, as well as Sentinel-esque and autophage-esque, and maybe even living, organic-looking parts. Well, we got one of my members and backers here, Santos, also known as Eugene. I do feel an update should be coming, but I've given up on any thoughts of the Void, etc. I wouldn't give up on it. I think it's still there because it's been so hinted at, and all the breadcrumbs are leading there when it comes to a lore in game. So, but yeah, I kind of hear you. I kind of feel like a broken record on it. If it's going to come, it needs to be there. But maybe it's going to be such a large aspect of No Man's Sky in the player bring back ability or like raids and things. That's what I'm hoping anyway. Hopefully, we'll see something around that sort of elk anyway. Okay, Jum's final poll. So this one, Light No Fire is up for a nomination at the Golden Joysticks Awards in London. Now, Guildford isn't far from London. I'm wondering whether the Hello Games team might rock up in attendance, mainly because, yes, they have 2 nominations. And if they get nominated, you can go up and you can go pick up your trophy. The tables are extremely expensive there. But yeah, anyway. No, I think they're saying for the Game Awards, 19% of people feel that is going to be the case. The Game Awards happens in December. The Golden Joystick's happening in November. Yes, 100%. I think it's about time we saw more. 30% of people are saying that. I do believe that it's about time we saw more, but I know Hello Games likes to only put out what they have completed and what they know is possible now in their trailers rather than anything else. Maybe would say the chance is low, but are not impossible. 39%. That's kind of where I'm going to hedge my bets. I think if they are to go up and pick up the Golden Joystick Award, it's just going to be thank you very much. Yes, we've got news coming. Keep your eyes locked on our Steam page. Keep an eye on our web page. I think it would be something like that. I don't think there'd be another trailer. I think they would just say we're going to reveal something soon. And I'm thinking Game Awards is where they're going to do it. Up on stage with Jeff Keighley, with a massive audience. That would make more sense. You know, end of the year, right before Christmas, drive that hype in for the new year. And I wouldn't be surprised in the Game Awards in December that maybe we might see pre-orders open up, bundle packages open up, merch and all sorts of stuff, and their website get a bit of an overhaul when it comes to the Light No Fire website. That's what I think. Now, we've got some comments down here. So I'm just going to scroll through these fairly slowly. And on this one, I'm just going to read out the ones where I've actually replied. So, how can something win that isn't out? Did I miss something? Watch the video. It's in the most wanted games category. GTA 6 is also in there. Grand Theft Auto 6 is also there. It even says on the thumbnail image. So yeah, I did a thumbnail. Yeah, and in there it says most wanted game. But yeah, so they are up for a nomination. Light No Fire is there for Most Wanted Game, and No Man's Sky is there for No Man's Sky Voyagers as the best expansion, or DLC in a roundabout way. Expansion is how they worded it. Okay, if there is no new news this year, the game is in serious trouble. Behind the scenes, 2 years since trailer, a total of 7 years in the making. Get into Star Citizen territory here. Hype has well and truly gone until new info drops. I kind of feel they're making a very good point there. 7 years is a long time. It's a very, very long time. Oh, Mike UK chimed in to say pretty much the same thing. And I just said, check the thumbnail, check the video, give it a watch, because it's all self-explanatory in there. Now, you can go over and you can still vote inside of these polls. Let me just scroll on down to the video description, because I've got a link here that should take you directly to it. You can still vote all the way up to October the 31st. So if you do want to partake in voting, when you're actually on the website, it's not only obvious where you click. Oh, it is now. Maybe I was zoomed in or something before, but you have to click that start voting button, and it just changes this, and then you start hitting your vote buttons. Some of them you have to vote for 3, and then at the bottom there'll be a submit button to move on to the next area. You need to be on page 10 for the No Man's Sky one, and the last page, like 21 or 22, for I think the Light No Fire one, or vice versa. But anyway, people, enjoy voting over there on Games. Is it Games Radar, this one? Yeah, Games Radar. Games Radar is hosting this. And where is the Golden Joysticks Award ceremony going to be read out or done? Ultimate Year takes place, separate voting window from the 3rd of November to the 7th of November. When's the actual show, though? Let me find out for you. Oh, okay. Well, the actual award ceremony is actually November 20th. So it's quite far in. Yeah, very far in fact. Yeah. Okie doke. Coolio. So it's rather limited availability right now, but if you want a 10-seater table, you're looking at $4,000. And if you're looking at a platinum 10-seater table, you're looking at $4,500. Individual tickets, £400 each. But you do get tea and coffee. Well, you get a free-course lunch, but you will be on a mixed table. But that does look cool. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. But, you know, if you're a huge fan and if you've got the cash, it's something you could attend. Jump on over while there's still availability. Now, I did mention the Game Awards because they're happening in December. At the moment, my page is loading. But this year, they're taking part on December the 11th. Over at Peacock Theatre in Los Angeles. So, a bit more of a trek if you're going from Guildford. Yeah. But they could be there. You know, they have been on that stage previous year, haven't they? Well, going back a couple of years now. It's been some time since we've had Light No Fire news, let's face it. I am hoping we do see some by tail end of this year, people. Well, anyway, chums, I think that's all the No Man's Sky news and Light No Fire news that I have for you. When it comes to my own channel, because I've got problems with my PC save, I am playing a lot more No Man's Sky on my PlayStation, but I'm playing a lot less No Man's Sky, mainly because of the sort of bugs that I'm having across the field. I'm still doing all the Halloween base visits as best I can, but if you've seen recent videos, you can see that I've had a lot of problems and struggled doing those when it comes to rendering issues and all sorts of other things going on too. But yeah, I am delivering those every Tuesday. Now, you're probably thinking, well, that doesn't suit my time zone. If at a weekend, if I find myself with a bit of free time at the weekend, which is very, very unlikely, but it does happen from time to time, I will try and squeeze in a base tour at the weekend that suits time zones in the USA. So it'll be later in the UK, but it'll be earlier for you guys in the US. So don't hold me to that. I mean, I can't promise, I can't commit to it, and I can't give a solid time. It will just be as and when I can. We do have a lot going on, especially since, you know, October festivities. I am going to a Halloween bash towards the end of the month, and I'm going to be going as Wolverine. I've got some claws, check that out. Yeah, Wolverine claws for Halloween. Brilliant. It's kind of why I'm growing the beard and all that sort of stuff, and I'm trying to keep it in a Wolverine style. Yeah, quite good fun. Should be going out with my brothers, maybe on the town. Don't know which town yet. So yeah, anyway, I'll be doing a vlog of that when we do. But anyway, other than that, well, there is a Halloween event happening in Real VR Fishing, so I'm doing a lot more content for Real VR Fishing. I mean, they have hit me up, the devs of that game. Let me do beta testing, give me early access, give me all the news, keep me in the loop, give me free items to share with my viewers, like new rods and reels and crazy stuff. It's actually really nice working with the Real VR Fishing dev team, Devs United, and Real VR Fishing is in the top 10 games over on the VR store when it comes to meta, so be sure to go check it out if you haven't already. But anyway, people, salutamondo, and goodbye, and goodbye again. I'm really hopeful that we might see something for No Man's Sky that brings a lot more stability, gets rid of those bugs, lets me play on my PC a little bit better without worry, and also fixes a lot of the rendering issues that we're seeing in multiplayer for bases, corvettes, and the alike. I mean, another thing with the corvettes right now is if you do land in the spatial anomaly, I'm still seeing corvettes getting sandwiched on top of my own corvette, and sometimes when I'm in a multiplayer group, that can really hinder other people in my group coming aboard my corvette. Now, every Friday, still running the weekend missions with my friends inside of No Man's Sky. 7 p.m. until there's a time shift change, which I think is soon, so that might change. But anyway, we test multiplayer to destruction every Friday. So if you're wondering what issues are out there, and I'm doing that on my PlayStation, be sure to tune in for that. And on Mondays at 6 p.m, I run Helldivers 2 with the usual crew. Till next time, salute Monday. Goodbye, and goodbye again, people.
Out towards the galactic center.